Welcome to the first ever Ultimate March Madness selection show. As you can tell, we are in the San Francisco region, meaning all games will be played on San Francisco's home court. The number one seed of this tournament is 1956 San Francisco. They went 29-0 on the season and won the national championship. They are led by Bill Russell and K.C. Jones. They will be meeting number 16 seed 2004 UAB Blazers. Their record was 22-10 on the year, and they made it to the Sweet 16 by beating number 1 Kentucky. They are led by Morris Finley and Gabe Kennedy. The number 8 seed is 2020 Auburn. Their record was 25-6, and they finished 20th in the final AP poll in that year. There was no tournament, obviously. They were led by Samir Dowdy and Isaac Okoro. They will be taking on the number 9 seed 2023 Xavier. The record was 27-10, and they made it to the Sweet 16 where they lost to Texas. They're led by Sully Boom, Colby Jones, and Zach Freemantle. The number 5 seed is 1980 Kentucky. They went 29-6 on the year, but they lost in the second round to Duke. They were led by Kyle Macy and Sam Bowie, and they will be taking on the 12 seed 1996 Santa Clara. Their record was 20-9 on the year. They were a 10 seed but lost in the second round to number 2 Kansas. They're led by Marlon Garnett and Steve Nash. The number 4 seed is 2009 Missouri. They were 31-7 on the year, and they made it to the Elite Eight where they lost to number 1 UConn. They were led by Damari Carroll. They will be taking on the 13 seed 1999 Missouri State. They were 22-11 on the year, and they were a 12 seed. They beat number 5 Wisconsin and number 4 Tennessee, where they made it to the Sweet 16 where they lost to number 1 Duke. They were led by Danny Moore. The number 6 seed is 1973 Indiana. They were 22-6 on the year, and they made it to the third round where they lost to UCLA. They were led by Steve Downing and John Ritter. They will be taking on the 11 seed 1989 UTEP. They're 26-7 on the year, and they made it to the second round where they lost to number 2 Indiana. They were led by Tim Hardaway and Antonio Davis. The number 3 seed is 2019 Duke. They were 32-6 on the year. They made it to the Elite Eight where they lost to Michigan State. They were led by Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett. They will be taking on the 14 seed 2013 UNLV. They were 25-10 on the year where they were a 5 seed but lost to the first round to California, and they were led by Anthony Bennett. The number 7 seed is 2001 Temple. They were 24-13 on the year, and they were 11 seed in the tournament, and they made it to the Elite Eight where they lost to number 1 Michigan State. They were led by Lynn Greer. They will be taking on number 10 2021 Oregon. They were 21-7 on the year. They made it to the second round of the tournament where they lost to USC. They were led by Eugene Amarui and Chris Duarte. The number 2 seed of the San Francisco region is 2012 Syracuse. They were 34-3 on the year. They made it to the Elite Eight where they lost to number 2 Ohio State. They were led by Chris Joseph and Dion Waiters. They will be taking on the 15 seed 1993 George Washington. They were 21-9 on the year, and they were a 12 seed where they beat number 5 New Mexico and made it to the Sweet 16 where they lost to number 1 Michigan. They were led by Yinka Dare. And that's it for the San Francisco region selection show. I also wanted to add that some players on teams who played like a decent amount of games will be in the tournament. For like example, in this region, 1956 San Francisco, K.C. Jones played the whole year, but he wasn't allowed to play in the NCAA tournament because they wouldn't allow him for some reason, but he will be in this tournament. And another example is 2023 Xavier. Zach Freemantle got injured during that year. He didn't play in the NCAA tournament, but he will be playing in this tournament, just for a couple examples. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, and tune into the first game where we have number 1, 1956 San Francisco taking on number 16, 2004 UAB. Should be fun. All right, peace.